Hi everyone, how are you? Well, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about my scary travel experience in Spain. So how did I end up in Spain? Okay, well, I was graduating from university and I decided that I wanted to go on a Euro trip. I had done so in the past before and I really loved it. And I'd only been to England and France, so I wanted to do something bigger and to kind of celebrate the fact that I had spent so many years in school, worked really hard, did really well, and now it's time for me to, enjoy myself. So I wanted to travel and I decided to do a tour with a company. So they would be going to different countries and one of them would be Spain. So we had been traveling to different countries throughout the week. I would say, yeah, throughout the week we were traveling. I only did 7 days of the tour though. The tour could last for a longer duration, but I decided to end it in Spain because I was going to be meeting up with some friends and to stay with them, and then I'd be going off to Italy after. So basically, we were having a great time on the tour, and we were leaving France. We had gone through Andorra, and Andorra's a really small town. It's just kind of like really close to France, but it's really small, so we were just passing through, and then we were going to Spain from there. And basically, when we arrived to Spain, right away we kind of had an issue, but I didn't really think much of it. Basically, we were trying to get through, and I think they tried to give us an issue, and I don't know if they wouldn't let us through or not, but like without paying. I think they wanted us to pay a little fine or a fee to go through. So I think that's what happened. I think they ended up paying. So right away we kind of got like this weird impression like, okay, things are changing. And our tour guide said, listen, sometimes when you go to different countries, there is a little bit of like, they try to take advantage and they ask for money for certain things, and you just have to be aware. So we have money set aside just for these issues. So we were kind of like, oh, this is kind of weird, but okay, like I guess we've heard a little bit of that before, so whatever. It was paid for and we went through. So the first stop we went to was to this beautiful church in Barcelona called Sagrada Familia. I hope I'm saying it correctly. It's a beautiful, beautiful church, and it's a well-known tourist spot. So we were taking a coach bus for our trip to get around from these countries. Can you imagine sleeping on a coach bus? Let me tell you, not the most comfortable experience. After a while, you get more comfortable. But anyways, so when we got to the church, we got off the coach bus and we started taking photos and so forth. When we got back on, a police officer said he was going to fine us because we did something. What we did, we don't know. But anyways, again, it was another one of those situations where we're like, wow, like it's kind of stuff going on here. Now, I'm not trying to say that there's a lot of corruption, but I don't know why this situation happened. But we decided as a tour, like everyone on the tour, there's probably about 30 of us, we decided to chip in and pay for it because we didn't want our driver to constantly be paying for everything if this was going to keep going on. So again, we're getting kind of freaked out because we're hearing stories and we're being told, like sometimes this stuff happens, not just in Spain, but in other countries, and to just be aware of it. Okay, so things are going good so far after that situation. We're at a hotel. The hotel we stayed at was immaculate. It was beautiful, probably one of the nicest hotels I've been to. And we were like pre-drinking. We were going to be going out later that night because they had this festival where they burned furniture on the beach. So we were told that it would be really exciting and a great experience for us to go and visit this beach. But we were a big group and we were really excited. And I just feel like we were just making a lot of commotion and noise because we were a big group, and some people had a way too much to drink beforehand, so we definitely stood out, okay? So we were in the subway station making so much noise. We were so obnoxious. I remember there was this one guy that had red sneakers, and whenever he would walk, they would light up. So he kept kind of patting his foot, like he would try to stomp his feet over and over, and he was whistling at the same time. And I was no better because I was like, stop your shoes, and saying things like that, right? So we were all kind of just acting so obnoxious. So when we got off the train, we were walking down, still having fun, everything's great. And then all of a sudden, our tour guide was like, who wants to get some alcohol from the alcohol store? Sorry, this is a really bad accent that I'm doing, bad impression. But anyway, so we were all like, yes! And I don't know why we didn't even think, but he just ran into the road and we were like, yeah, we ran in as well. I'm not even lying, I didn't even look for oncoming traffic or cars or anything. Like I just ran across the street. And I remember as I was running, I was like, that's kind of dangerous. But anyways, we all were running, screaming like, woo! We're going crazy, we're like loud and everything. Imagine a bunch of people doing this. So then all of a sudden we stop in front of the store and I just see a police officer take this guy, and imagine one of the nicest people you know, like just imagine in your mind one of the nicest people you know, and you just see a police officer take them, throw them against the wall, like he just pushed him against the wall, had a baton and was holding it against his neck, and this guy is standing right beside me, and I'm thinking, oh my god, like am I next? And then all of a sudden he just drags him away. And we were just sitting there in a big group like, what just happened? We were so freaked out. Our tour guide was like, he's not even doing anything. And we were like, you gotta do something, you gotta do something. Then there was this girl, and she travels a lot. She's pretty cool. Like, she knows a lot about different things. And she was like, guys, don't worry. I know exactly what's going to happen. This is just something that happens. You know what? All we have to do is just give them some money and then he'll come back. And we were like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, don't worry. We just have to get some money and then everything will be okay. So we were like, all right. So our tour guide was just kind of again standing there, like not wanting to get involved. And we're like, you got to go talk to them and figure out, like talk to the officer and find out what's happening. So he talked to the officer reluctantly, came back and was like, okay, so basically apparently there was an incident when we were, I guess, running across the street. Something got broken and they have taken him away. And I'm thinking, okay, well, obviously, like there's no money involved in this. So this is like completely, I don't know what happened. Like, I have no idea what's going on, but they're not like letting him go. So we were really scared. We didn't know what was going on. And imagine, like, there's so many things happening, and that's one day of experiences. Oh no, actually I think that was 2 days. So the first day, that was like the whole issue getting into the border, and then and then the ticket that we got in front of the tourist site. And then the next day, one of our guys gets taken away and we're freaking out, right? So I'm already like terrified. I'm like, oh my god, I need to go home. I'm so scared. Not gonna lie, really, really sad and really scared. And then there's this other guy that we noticed. We're like, where is he? Oh my god, so another guy's missing. So we're freaking out. Finally, we find him. He apparently had someone chasing him and he was able to get away. So we were like, okay, we need to go, we need to leave, right? But our tour guide was like, I don't know, he was in a different land. So he was like, okay, I'm not leaving. And he's like, you guys, they would want us to have fun. They're like, don't you think that guy wants us to have fun? I'm not gonna let this ruin my night. So who's with me? And it was just so awkward. One person was like, yay. It was so awkward. And I'm just thinking, is this really happening? And he's like, come on guys, we're down here. We have to enjoy the rest of our night. We can't let this bring us down. So we just decided to just stay at a bar right there. And I remember feeling so uncomfortable. And we sat down maybe for 20 minutes, honestly. And I just turned to someone and I was like, who's leaving? Because I cannot stay here. I felt so bad. I was scared. I was worried about the guy that had been taken away. I was just terrified. I was like, I need to go home before something happens. So we left, my friend and myself, and then a couple of other people left to go back. And yeah, it was just really nerve-wracking. It was a nerve-wracking night, I would say, for us. But the next night we did go out, and I'm gonna be honest, we had a lot of fun. We went bar hopping. It was one of my most favorite experiences. I would say that I had never been bar hopping, and now I'm like, wow, I gotta do it if I go to another country, because it was so fun, and just the people we were with were great. But so that whole situation, I guess, you know, it was something scary that happened, but we kind of continued to go on. But we still were really, you know, we were cautious because we didn't know if anything could take place. We didn't know what to expect. So after that night, we ended our tour. We said bye to all the people. They were amazing people, and I really, really enjoyed spending time with them and getting to know some of them. They're great people, and I hope they're doing really well. It's been a while since I've, seen any of them, and I don't know if I will ever again, but they were such wonderful people, and I had a blast with them. So anyways, we said bye to our tour, but we were still going to stay in Barcelona because we were going to be meeting up with other friends, and we were so scared because of what was going on. So we were like, oh my god, like we have to get into our cab to go to the next location that we'll be staying at. And we were telling our friends like, oh, we're so scared, it's dangerous, we can't go out, we don't know what's going to happen to us, we don't want to do this. And my friend was like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, it's not bad, I've been here before, it's a beautiful place, it's safe, nothing to worry about. And we're telling her like, listen, like we got to be really careful. So anyways, we get there and we just, we tried to be more open to it and just giving it a chance again, even though despite our experiences. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, everything went smoothly after we ended the tour. And we even got like really cocky, and we went outside taking trains to different areas, to go to malls, to go to like restaurants, and just, you know, like try different places, going to like places to get shoes. And I mean, we really started to feel comfortable. And I think what we realized was that because we were in a large group, we were making ourselves a target. We were a big target. And I think that's why we were experiencing the things we experienced. So this is what I want to say. Although my trip did start off to be quite scary at times, it ended to be an amazing time, an amazing trip. And what we realized is that, and I think this is what we think that because we were with a big group of people making so much noise, you know, we made ourselves target. If anyone wanted to pickpocket us, it'd be easier to do that because we were such a big group. We were easily distracted because we were doing all sorts of craziness. But I think because we were just making so much noise, people noticed us and a lot of people were watching us. And I think that's why things happened. But honestly, I never had any issues after that period. No one tried to like rob me or ask me for money. It was honestly a great time. It's a beautiful city. I mean, we stayed in Barcelona, so Barcelona in particular is beautiful. I have to say it has a very nice young nightlife, so a lot of the people there are very young, so it's a great area to be in. We went in the summer, so it's nice to be there. If you're in like your 20s or even your early 30s, I think that it's like very pop-in and it has a great nightlife. And honestly, we had a really good time. So I would just say my advice for people that are traveling is be smart and be careful. You know, don't be too obnoxious. Don't make people have a reason to stare at you constantly, look at you and realize that you're not really from here and that you're a tourist. Because that's when opportunities arise, when they're like, oh, well, they might have extra money. Oh, they might have this, let's do that. And things can happen. So be smart, you know, when you're traveling. Be careful, be aware of your surroundings, know who you're with, and have fun, but just be safe. So in the end, the trip to Barcelona was great. It was wonderful. We had a good time. And that guy, you're probably wondering what happened to him. I know that he's okay. So overall, it was a good trip, but you know, things happen, and in the end, everything was all right. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and just so you know, I will be doing a series of travel videos because I have traveled quite a bit and I want to share my stories, even some tips with people that are traveling. And yes, if you have questions, leave them below or comments. I will read them and respond, and I hope you guys have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye!